Good morning and welcome. The recess has ended and this is a regular session of the Grant County Commissioners. Today, the prayer will be led by Pastor Hahn with Lighthouse Baptist Church and the Pledge of Allegiance by Mr. Stewart. If you would stand.
Thank you for allowing me to pray today. I appreciate it. And it's fitting today, and then I get to pray on Thursday at the State House. So it's pretty exciting. I think government's pretty important, and I appreciate all that you do. Let's pray. Our gracious Heavenly Father, it is a joy to be here. You know, in my heart, I'm happy. I'm excited. Anytime we can turn people to you, it's a thrill to me. And God, I pray that you would put your hand of blessing on each of the commissioners, each one in their departments, and the workers here in our county. We need your blessing. We need you to put your influence and the resources behind our county so that we can live the life that's pleasing to you and get the work done that needs to be done so we can minister to the people. I pray, Lord, that you would give the leadership here wisdom today that comes from you. I pray that you would guide them and help them with the opinions and help them to work on the unity in the Spirit. I pray, Lord, that your will would be done today in a mighty way. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for loving our country, giving us a chance for the freedom that we have. Help us to make a difference in this county. In Jesus' name, amen.
Please face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, gentlemen. Just a note, Commissioner Pulling will not be with us. He's under the weather today. We'll move on to the approval of claims. Claims dated 4/14 of 2025. This would be a ratification. Pre-approval was given 4/4 of 2025. General amount $217,281.13. Other, $165,490.71. Highway, $15,197.32. Grand total of $397,969.16.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion that we approve the ratification on the pre-approval dated 4/4/2025.
I'll second that motion. I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from myself to approve the ratification of the pre-approval date 4/4/2025. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We'll move on to claims dated 4/21 of 2025. General fund, $178,000 and $178,032.50. Other, $171,133.92. Highway, $14,956.44. The grand total, $364,122.86.
I'll make a motion that we approve the claims dated 4/21/2025.
I'll second that motion. I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from myself to approve claims dated 4/21 of 2025. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We'll move on to payroll. Payroll number 8, ratification pre-approval was given 4/8 of 2025. The pay date was 4/11/2025. The gross amount was $689,323.44.
I'll make a motion that we approve the ratification payroll number 8.
I'll second that motion. I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from myself to approve the ratification of payroll number 8. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign, motion carries. We'll move on to Commissioner meeting minutes. The first one is from the regular session of March the 3rd, 2025. We have March the 7th, 2025. Do we need to approve them individually? And then March the 17th, 2025.
I think we can approve them all at the same time. Is that right, Justin?
Yes, and I was just looking though, the dates weren't making any sense to me. March 7th, I believe was a special session, a working session. Is that correct?
It was.
With Volt Strategies.
A work session.
Yep. So I can change that.
You're just gonna change it from regular session to work session.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are there any corrections or any other errors that need to be made to the minutes? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
I wasn't present on March 7th.
So let's just,
So you want to just table that?
yeah.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes dated March 3rd, 2025, March 17th, 2025. And then I think you're going to make a motion to, or you're going to table March 7th, so. But I will make a motion that we approve March 3rd and March 17th.
I'll second that motion. I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart to approve the regular session of the County Commissioner meeting minutes, March 3rd, 2025, as well as March 17th, 2025. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. And we'll just put March 7th on for next agenda. We have received weights and measures monthly reports 11/16/24 to 12/15/24, as well as 12/16/24 to 1/15/25, and then 1/16/25 to 2/15/25. 2/16/25 to 3/15/25.
Do you need a motion to, do we receive that?
I think we just note that they've been received.
I believe so, yeah.
And then we'll move on. We also have received the monthly report, the Form 46 CR from the clerk dated March end to 25. And we'll note that as received as well. Do we have any communication, board updates from any of the elected officials in the room or special committees?
Morning.
Morning.
I'm Heather, but I just wanted to give you a few updates from the health department. We had the Tire Amnesty Day on the 12th, had a great turnout. I understood there were around 1,500 tires collected. We just wanted to put out a special thanks to the Highway Department. It was a beautiful morning, but it was labor-intensive, dirty work, and they did a great job. So kudos to the Highway Department. Wanted to let you know House Bill 1577 was signed into law and went into effect on April 16th. It totally revises the Indiana Food Code that hasn't been touched for more than 20 years. So huge effect on all of our restaurants and grocery stores and food establishments. We've been allowed to spend the rest of 2025 educating, and enforcement doesn't kick in until 2026. So I'm going to try to push that information real hard. And then last thing, county schools have begun their kindergarten roundup. We would like to schedule some Saturday and evening vaccination clinics to get kids up to date on their shots. I'd just like your permission to have some Saturday and evening clinics.
I think we just consent to it.
Okay,
That's fine with us.
perfect, thank you, that's all I have.
The only thing I do want to note is with the Health First Indiana monies, they're still looking, at cutting that possibly. Just, I don't know if you've been aware of that.
We're very aware, watching it is just no answers yet. Many, many meetings about it in the last 10 days.
We'll see how that plays out at the state level. But
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other committee reports, communications?
Communications. I'm Cammie, Chief Deputy with the Assessor's Office, Rhonda Wiley. Senate Bill 1 passed last week and signed off from the governor, so we're waiting for update direction on how we are going to navigate that because they're retroing it back to January 1 for personal property. It got moved from $80,000 to $1 million. We are still, or first-time businesses still need to apply, but if you are not $1 million and over, you don't need to to fill out your forms 102 or your 103 and 104. And then we are starting our reassessment, 25% of the county. We are in Center Township, and we have a blue Ford Echo and a gold Ford Edge, just for public knowledge to let them know that we are out and about. So just wanted to update you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other communication reports? If not, we'll move on to the EMA report.
Morning. So we did have some wind damage, or called storm damage on Friday evening. Lived down across the county in a few places. Lincoln Boulevard, we had shut down for about 4 hours because a large tree came down. Highway Department was out, cleaned the road, but I&M took about 4 hours to restore. About 25, 30 customers out there. So everything else was pretty minor in regards to that. So if you have questions, that's all I got.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll move on to the central dispatch report.
Good morning, gentlemen. So month to date, as of 8:52 this morning, our center has received 1,558 911 calls. We made and received 1,839 administrative calls for a total of 3,397 phone calls. That resulted in 6,543 police calls, 418 fire calls, and 674 EMS calls. So we've been quite busy so far this month, and we're just a little bit half over. We have 14 full-time dispatchers. 2 of those are in training. We have 6 part-time dispatchers and 2 administrators. Our total staff is 22. We do have 4 openings. We have one prospective employee who on Friday was set up for a drug screen. We've not heard back from that yet. So as soon as we get that confirmation, we will continue with the onboarding of that employee. On Wednesday, I went out to the Marion High School career fair. I was out there for about 4 hours. Just spent quite a bit of time talking to the students through there, juniors and seniors. I handed out 15 applications and received one in the mail today from the school. So we will consider that and see what's going on. We are looking to get a spot at the 4-H fair, again, to get out PR and to hand out job applications. We'll see what happens there. Marlena and I will be going to Noblesville tomorrow and Wednesday for the state's 911 board directors conference and summit. It will be at the Embassy Suites right off 569 in Noblesville. So we'll be there for 2 days. Last week was National Telecommunicator Week. I'd like to thank the Washington Township Fire Department for lunch and dinner on Monday. The dispatch administrative staff took care of Tuesday. The sheriff's office, Del Garcia and his staff, took donations amongst themselves and provided dinner on Wednesday and Saturday. Grant County EMS and their staff brought lunch or dinner in on Thursday. Swayze Fire brought lunch and dinner in on Friday. And Swayze Towing brought lunch and dinner in yesterday, so it's been a good week. The Chaplaincy Department for the Sheriff's Office, Lutheran Air, and Stat Flight brought in snacks as well to spoil the dispatchers. Several others brought in things as well. We will be mailing thank you cards to everybody who made donations to our staff. It was a very good week. They felt very well loved and appreciated. So do you have any questions?
I don't. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on to the IT report.
Well, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
I don't really have any new updates or anything. I just wanted to follow up on the leasing paperwork. So Justin, he heard back from Connor because of his pending legal review. And it sounded like everything checked out okay. He gave us the thumbs up. So I'd like to get the leasing paperwork signed so that way we can get locked in for our pricing. I know I emailed you gentlemen last week and I know Dell's a little nervous because they haven't raised their prices yet because of the tariffs, but they're kind of getting anxious with it. So they want us to lock it in as soon as we can. So.
I don't see any problem getting that signed today.
Okay. Nope, I mean, that's pretty much all I got. Do you gentlemen have any other questions or updates on anything else?
Did the copiers, did the printers?
Yes,
Is
so,
it done now or?
It's, so they'll be back out this week. They ran out of time on Friday. So they'll be back out, I believe, on Wednesday. And they'll continue out at the courthouse and then they'll have to stop by Central Dispatch and Highway Department next. So other than that, we should be getting all fixed up.
Thank you, Marcus.
All right, thanks again, gentlemen.
Next up, the Highway Department.
Good morning. Morning. First thing I was gonna do is open the bids for the Community Crossing Grant 1-2025. We had two contractors that put bids in. First one is Brooks Construction Company. This is for 3 different road projects. Wheeling Pike, 700 East, and finish out the Francis Slocum Trail. So hopefully they put it all together as one bid, so I'll have to try to figure it out.
Yeah, our early morning challenge, don't you?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't need to add all them up. But I guess I'll just have to list them off separately. So the Wheeling Pike portion from State Road 26 to 500 East, their first bid was $762,023. The next bid for 700 East from State Road 26 to Wheeling Pike was $145,342. And the total bid, the Francis Slocum Trail from 500 North to 700 North was $543,467. The next company that put a bid in was E&B Paving. Wheeling Pike from State Road 26 to 500 East, their bid for that project was $881,279.20. 700 east from State Road 26 to Wheeling Pike was $159,207.45. And the final Francis Slocum Trail was $613,394.70. So I'd like to take these back for review, and at the next meeting, I'll bring it to you gentlemen and give a recommendation on that, so. The next thing I had to bring up is, I didn't know if you gentlemen had time to look at the United contract on doing 3 different bridge projects. 2 of them are down in the southwest part of the county, and then the other one is up over by Van Buren. So I didn't know if there was any questions you had, or if you wanted to sign the agreement, or how you would like to go about it. So would you like to sign the agreement, or how would you like?
That's fine with me.
Okay. I got the original, so. We've already approved it, right?
Just wait on it. Sure.
Yeah, it is.
We've already approved it.
We
right?
approved that.
And Connor's looked at this one.
Yes,
Right.
yes. He did get it. I did email him a copy so he could review it. And then the next contract or agreement I had was with Indiana Testing Incorporated. They're the ones that does our drug and alcohol testing right now. They have a new program that is going out that they basically keep track of all of our physicals, our driver's license, and also we have to do a thing called clearinghouse, where if someone would go somewhere else and try to get a job there through the federal government, they can keep track if they went somewhere else and didn't pass the drug and alcohol testing. And we have to do that once a year. Basically, this is a $70 charge per CDL driver license. I think it's kind of a good deal for just the safety if we ever get audited by the state police. This is all in one location. They basically just bring an iPad in and present it to the state trooper or whoever does the investigation if there's an accident where somebody badly got hurt or anything like that. To me, it's pretty, we probably have right around $2,000 a year for it. I think it's pretty good. They tried to sell me on it about 5 years ago, but they just didn't have it all worked out, and I feel like now they do, kind of thing. So answer any other questions you have, or like I said, I think it'd probably be about $2,000 a year on top of our drug and alcohol testing. So I just put more money in that line item, but that's all right. So.
No, I don't have any issues with it, so we would need a motion today to approve this.
Right.
Did I see somewhere it was like a 6-year, or what is the term?
I believe
2 years.
2 years, yes. Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought it was 2 years.
Yeah, October the 1st, 23 to,
It ends this year.
so I don't know if the date.
I was gonna say, probably need to change that date, so.
Yeah. I'd say go ahead and
It's already been reviewed. I would just suggest authorizing, approving and authorizing the date of the initial and sign.
Okay. Is the chair ready for a motion
I'm
on
ready
this?
for a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the service agreement for the highway department as Mr. White has presented.
I'll second that motion. So we have a motion on the floor to approve the service agreement for the DOT services. I believe this is ITI, or ITI. Motion from Commissioner Stewart, second from myself. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Update you on a few other things. I did request salt quotes from 1st of May for 2025. I did get in on the state bid, but I am also going to go ahead and get our own quote in case we need more salt kind of thing. So I've sent to 3 different vendors and I told them to have it to me by May 1st so I can present it at the next meeting for you. We did get the rest of our salt in. I sold 120 ton to the city of Marion. And then we mixed all the rest of ours, so it's ready for next year. We're about full completely, so. I did receive a letter from NDOT, show you how speedy they are. We had 2 federal aid projects. One was Bethlehem Road from State Road 18 to Monroe Pike that I believe was done in 2006. And then the bridge up on 500 North over the river at Jalapa, which I think was done in 2017. So long story short, we got $17,565 back for the bridge up on 500 North, but we owed the state $10,606.03 on Bethlehem. So we were receiving a check from the state for $69.62 for the federal aid projects, closing them out. So those will be all closed out. So
Speedy.
yeah, I was gonna say real fast. So just let you know on that. So I do have one official detour. This is for the state on State Road 13 and 800 South that they're looking at doing in 2026. We recommended that they use for an unofficial detour, County Road 700 South to 700 West. That's not right. I want to get that changed. It should read 700 South to 700 West and then back to 800 South. But that's just a typo I can get changed. But I'd like for you to approve that if you would. The second page needs your signatures if you do. Like I said, that's supposed to be for the spring of 2026.
So we need a motion to approve the unofficial detour, correct?
Yes.
And it's from 700 South to 700 West back to 800 South.
Yes. Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
I'll second that. I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from myself to approve the unofficial detour from 700 South to 700 West, 800 South. This is for the spring of 26. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And then when you name the unofficial routes, then we get monies to help pave for paving or whatever after the project's completed.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Something else I was gonna bring up is, I've talked to the Merv Leffler, about the countywide auction. We're looking at possibly June 13th, if that would be all right with you gentlemen. That's Friday, the 13th. But, he wanted to get it done before then because in a couple weeks, I believe, is Grand County Fair, and he wanted to make sure he's done before that. So I guess I just want to make sure that dates are all right with you gentlemen.
I don't have any issue.
I don't have an issue with it.
You think that'll be?
I think it'll be all right, yeah, I believe. And we've always did it on Friday and we've never had.
Did he act like there'd be some other interest?
Yeah, and actually he has a local, concrete, gentleman that had passed away in the fall and his family needs to get rid of their stuff, so maybe we can put it together and make a bigger auction kind of thing, so. And I asked him to come out and look at everything we have stored in the recycle to see what, if he thought all of it would go or whatever kind of thing, so.
Okay, I appreciate you working on that.
Yeah, and then The sheriff's department's already brought a couple trailers out, and health department. And I think I've talked to Bobby, he's got a couple he might put in there too, so we should have a pretty good chunk of vehicles, so.
Okay, perfect.
We have one pickup truck that I would like to sell to the town of Jonesboro. We sold one to them about 2 years ago. We sold it for $25,000 to them. This one's got a little bit more miles, of course, it's a little bit older. It's the mate to the one we sold him. But I'd like to sell it to him for $22,500. If you gentlemen are all right with that, then they can see if they can get approval to purchase it, if that's all right with you. So I went and took it to Ford and kind of got a price estimate of what they would do trade-in and stuff, so. Hopefully here in the next 2 weeks, I'll have the 2 Ford pickup trucks that we ordered, and then I can get Mike his truck for here maintenance, head of maintenance, get his truck that he wanted, and then that other one I'll sell to Jonesboro, so that's my plan, so if that's all right with you guys, so.
It's fine with me. I would assume we need some documentation as far as an MOU or something with Jonesboro, or how's that work?
Basically, I just give them an invoice if they get approval, so, and then they pay off a bit, so.
Okay.
I don't know if I brought up the last meeting, we did get all the bridges cleaned in the county. I know I gotta start working on the log jam on Branson Street, getting that cleaned up. Still haven't heard anything back on Branson Street on the federal aid project, if we got selected or not. I keep hearing different rumors, but I still haven't heard anything. I gotta work on getting that stop sign ordinance. I didn't get to get with Connor before that, but I will get that done hopefully by the next meeting. And then the last thing I was gonna bring up, I talked to Justin, we're hopefully to get started on the EMS tear down this week, so we can get that cleaned up so you guys can start building or whatever you want, so. That's all I have unless you have anything.
Not later.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
We'll move on to old business. I'm gonna remove the old business from the agenda, so we'll move on to new business. I'm gonna remove item number 4 from the new business, and I'm gonna add item 8, VFP Annual Inspection Agreement. So we'll start with the first item under new business, a Masters of Service Agreement with Eagle View.
It's Lowell Davis.
Lowell Davis.
He should be online. I also asked Rhonda Wiley, the assessor, to speak on this as well.
Is he online?
I don't see anybody. Unless he's user 1.
If you want to go ahead and tell us about the contract.
Well, I don't have the contract. There's a contract for photometry. I know we pay 3 years, 3 payments, one per year. This is for the pictometry that we all use. Sheriff's Department, our department, Auditor's Department, Sheriff's, Police Department. I'm hoping we still continue to do this.
It looks like it's $34,333.33
That's 5 per year.
per year.
That's per year, and I looked at the budget, that particular line item for pictometry, there's 31,000 set aside. So it has gone up from the last contract.
That's a 3-year contract every 3rd year.
Where do you see this, where do you see 34,000 here? Okay. Okay, gotcha. You said it was 31,000 last time. Yes. It's Chair ready for a motion?
I'm ready for a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the Eagle View contract as presented.
I'll second that motion. A motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from myself to approve the master service agreement with Eagle View regarding pictometry. Do you have any questions?
I do not.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks you too.
Next item under new business, item number 2, Memorial Day flag request, Danny Jones, the American Legion. Is he gonna be present or?
As far as I know, he was supposed to be. David's not here. It's 2 strikes in a row. It's, I can present this.
You would.
Yeah, this is just for the Memorial Day flags. This is an annual line item within the budget that's always set aside. The price did go up this year. They're requesting $2,500 for the grave markers. I believe last year I looked, I think it was 22.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Are there any questions or comments?
I'll make a motion that we approve the Memorial Day flag request as presented by Justin.
I'll second that request. I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, second from myself to approve the Memorial Day flag request in the amount of $2,500 to purchase the grave markers. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We'll move on to item number 3, a presentation of the MOU with Gas City. This MOU is for $100,000 with quarterly installments of $25,000. Starting March 2025, the county council had approved paying Gas City $100,000 to help offset court costs in Gas City. And they did approve, their body did approve that. And after I had witnessed their approval, I said, hey, I think there should be some type of formal agreement stating, what we're actually paying for. And so this is a MOU that spells out specifically what the $100,000 for. And so it's the Gas City Court, and they'll exercise jurisdiction over misdemeanors, small claims, and traffic violations occurring or allegedly occurring in Grant County, and they may be filed at Gas City Court.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion that we approve the MOU between the City of Gas City and the Grant County Commissioners.
I'll second that. Have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from myself to approve the MOU with Gas City in the amount of $100,000. I would assume during the budget cycle, the council would include this in their budget as well and maybe review it on an annual basis. I do have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We'll move on to item number 5, the presentation of lone worker policy. Bob Jackson.
So we started this actually a couple months ago, stemming from an incident with one of our workers out in the field, and realized that Grant County didn't have a policy really to protect our employees when they're out working out in the community. So along with Justin and your attorney, Connor Sullivan, we put this together, and I think they both have approved it, and it is ready for you, or if you hadn't had an opportunity to see that. And this will vary a little bit by department, so I'm glad you're still here, Rhonda, because as you know, the assessors are one of the departments that send folks out. And there again, I think the county is responsible and need to do some our due diligence to make sure that we've provided for those employees and keeping them safe.
Is there any questions or comments? Good. Can I see your copy of that? I got mine upstairs.
I think we will, we'll work with the sheriff as far as training goes. I think there's some things that they will do and some things that we'll do. And also, like I say, we'll tailor that to each department. It may vary just a little bit, but the substance will stay mainly the same.
Is there anything you want to highlight as far as the policy or?
So I think it's there again, incumbent upon the departments to develop within their agencies some form of communication, a little pre-planning before we send folks out. We should know where they're going, what they're expected to do, how long they're expected to be there, and then we'll have check-in times along the way. And somebody designated in those departments to receive that communication and make those checks. I think preventing something is easier to do than reacting afterwards. So.
No question about it that we want to make sure our employees remain safe when they are out performing assessments or any of the other issues we may run across.
IT department too, Marcus has helped us. So the county already pays for an application that we can use to, there again, provide some monitoring and emergency notification back and forth.
Do you have any other questions?
I do not.
Connor has reviewed it.
Yes.
Chair's ready for a motion. I'll make a motion that we approve the Grant County Loan employee policy that has been presented to us today.
I'll second that motion. I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, second from myself to approve the loan worker policy as presented. Any other questions?
No, sir.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
We'll get started with area plan this week, possibly today, and then as soon as you're ready, Rhonda, we'll come see you too.
Thank you for your work on
Yeah,
this.
thanks for heading that up. We'll move on to item number 6 under new business, roof repair estimate, Above All Construction. In our last meeting, we approved a different contractor to remove the AC units. So once they're removed, we want to pressure wash the roof, repair EPDM, install a Henry primer. Once the repairs are done and primer has cured, then a 988 Pro Grade 100% silicone roof coating will be installed at 42 mils thick. And the contract comes with a 20-year material manufacturer warranty and a 3-year labor warranty. The Grant County Commissioners shall pay Above All Construction for the material and label to be performed on the contract for the sum of $48,000. The job requires 50% down, which is $24,000, and the remaining 50%, $24,000, due upon completion. This is for the Salem Bank roof. And it, to us, it seemed like a reasonable quote. So I would request that we would approve this.
I'll make a motion that we approve it as you have just presented.
I will second that motion. I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from myself to approve the roof repair at the Salem Bank building with Above All Construction in the amount of $48,000. Any other questions, comments?
Yes, sir.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign, motion carries. I know that roof's been a long time coming.
It has.
So,
Been talking about it ever since I've been on here, so.
we will move on to item number 7, skylight repair estimate with Above All Construction. Again, the skylights that are in the detention center have been leaking for some time. Our maintenance staff actually got up there and silicone those skylights. They haven't been leaking since, but they are cracked and do need replaced. And we feel like that we better just get it replaced now instead of waiting to do the renovation over there. Above all construction, we'll replace and remove 11 skylights, all the non-factory seams. There will be a Henry roofing coating 12 inches wide on all the flashing. And the Grant County Commissioners shall pay above all construction for material and labor to be performed under the contract and the sum of $20,000. The job requires 50% down, 10,000 each, and due 10,000 due upon completion. Any questions?
I do not.
So I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the contract for the skylights and the detail.
I'll second that. I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from myself to approve the quote on replacing the 11 skylights at the detention center in the amount of $20,000. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We'll move on to item number 8, VFP annual inspection. This is a fire system. Mr. Sadoff is Vince or Mike present this, or might as well.
Yeah.
So the VFP fire systems, I believe, is an annual inspection of 6 wet risers with sectional control, 8 backflow preventers, and 4 fire alarm systems. The annual inspection is $6,620. This is something that's been being inspected for some time now, prior to me. And I think that's all the request is, to approve the contract regarding that annual inspection.
It's a 3-year.
The term of the contract is 3 years.
$66.20 per year.
Correct.
The chair's ready for a motion. I'll make a motion that we approve the contract with VFP Fire Systems.
I'll second that. I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from myself, to approve the contract with VFP Fire Systems. It's a 3-year contract with an annual inspection price of $6,620. Any other questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I believe that concludes the new business. Do you have anything else?
I do not.
We'll move on to public comment. If you'd like to make a public comment, come to the podium and state your name and your address, and we'll allow you 2 minutes. Not seeing anybody, we'll be in recess.